Alrighty, we are live. We are live. We are live. So I'm gonna let a couple people jump on, but I want to ask you some questions today about makeup as well. Since
me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're like, why me? I have a lot of questions about makeup, and I think that you would probably be able to answer them a little bit better.
Okay.
One, what's your favorite moisturizer?
Okay. Yeah, I'm like, hold on. I'm not like a brand person. Like I actually use oil of Olay.
Okay. See, I'm not a brown person really either. I tried to get the I used to use lotion from like literally a dollar store, and it worked really good, but it just like gets really melty after like an hour or two. It makes sure like it gets like patchy. It's like all the makeup goes to little spots. You know what I mean?
Do you have like dry skin or oily skin?
It depends on the day, but I have really dry skin normally.
Yeah, that's how I am.
Really dry skin.
I usually actually, well, because I'll just use oil of Olay, but then I will use like the makeup I use is very like kind of like greasy, so I love it. It's called Mayron. It's a professional like stage makeup.
Yeah,
I
love their setting powder.
You know what? It's funny. I don't have it. I use just the basic Coty one, but I don't have. Yeah, I've never tried the Mayron setting powder.
It's really good, and you can get it in giant sizes too. So that's the best part about it is you can get really big sizes, but it lasts forever, and it's really fine. But this is what I've been going through so far. So I did try spending money for a minute because an employment check, and so I got the Olay thing. This is like at Costco.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, two of them for like $40, but I love it to be honest with you. But it's so damn expensive, and it only comes a tiny bit. Like, why? Why is it so expensive? That's retarded.
I use the just the basic. I mean, it just says oil of Olay SPF 15 or something. It's in a white thing. It's the cheapest one, basically. Yeah, there you go.
I just bought it at Costco, so I bought this one. That's what I'm using today.
I love it. I just put it on right now. It works good for me.
Did you get the Costco one with the two pack?
Yeah, well, that's how it came from Amazon.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And then I tried this one a long time ago. It's cheaper, but it doesn't really work at all. It hydrates, but it doesn't lift. It doesn't do nothing it says it's supposed to do.
Yeah, you know what? When I was in I was in cosmetology. Well, so you've done it too. Yeah. Cosmetology. I mean, you start to realize a lot of shit is just hype. You know, like when we started doing facials and like the colored lights, like the different lights for facials and stuff. And our teacher said, it's kind of like a psychological response. It's like, oh yeah, okay.
Like they put a different color light on your face, like the blue ones and the red ones, and retarded. Like, oh, it works. Like,
oh, Tara has joined us. Hi, Tara.
Hi, Tara. Let me open up the comments so I can see what's going on there. Oh, hi, Tara. Vitamin E cream. So, what brand of vitamin E cream, or is it called vitamin E cream? Maybe.
Let me see.
I hate about brands? I hate big brands. I hate people that they feel like their brand name has gotten so big to where they could charge up the ass for no reason, but not supply a better product.
I know.
Then supply a better product. And you know who did that beautifully? Jeffree Star. He's a dick, but his makeup, like, it literally progressed well.
You know what? It's so funny. Okay, so I shared our thing, and if the link that I'm going to delete it because what it does is it invites people to the studio. Hold on.
Oh.
Hold on.
It's okay.
Let me go to your page then. Okay.
Okay. But yeah, Jeffree Star's makeup, it really evolved really beautifully, and I think that he's one of the only makeup artists I've ever seen that as his product got more expensive, it got better as well. I
own one Jeffree Star thing.
Really?
A friend gave it to me.
I own 3.
Like, I'm really like, how can I put it? I really am not like a brand person. I'm just not. But a friend gave it to me, and I really like it. I just don't use it a whole lot because it's just the color. It's a peach, and I don't really wear a lot of peach, which I probably should. Wait, I'm looking for.
Yeah, probably should.
Okay, there we go. I'm looking for your link. There we go.
I've never paid full price for anything in life, let alone Jeffree Star. So I mean, I got it on discount and stuff. Like I go to like OfferUp and stuff like that to get it. But I do have it, and it is really, really good makeup. And I got to say, like out of all the makeup brands, he's the only one that progressed like beautifully. The rest of them though, just feel like because they have a big name, they can like do makeup. Like for instance, Marc Jacobs. Like why? He has makeup. It's really expensive. And it's not that good at all. Like at all.
Yeah, a lot of them, they start relying just on their name and packaging and stuff.
It's like Harley Davidson. Like, no offense to people on the right. I get it. Everybody loves Harley. I ride a motorcycle too, but I don't want to waste all my money. I feel like it's like a lot of money just for the name.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what do you think about Kamala Harris?
Oh my God, I think that she's the most flip-floppy bitch in the world. We already knew this was coming. So I mean, it's not even something we had to like be shocked about or anything, because we all literally knew. But I think it's really funny to me that she's so flippy-floppy on the fact that she says that Joe Biden will cover everybody, yet his healthcare leaves out 10 million Americans, and he supported busing. And she said that also his record shows blah blah blah. Bitch, his record doesn't show. You even complained yourself on the debate stage that he was supporting busing. He wrote the crime bill. He was all against black people in so many different ways. Like, he supported stop and frisk. Like, what else does he have to do to prove to everybody that he's not a good candidate, you know?
That's what I think is so funny. Like, the funniest thing to me is the fact that they would even, like, all I picture on that night on the debate stage is her looking at him and saying, I was that girl. And it's like, so.
Which was a lie. She started school 5 years after segregation ended. She's lying. She said she was a little girl in school, segregated away, blah, blah, blah. Liar. She lied.
But what I think is so funny is that, are they going to act like that never happened? Like, you know what I mean? Like, she basically accused him of doing something racist.
Being like racist.
Yeah.
Like, he's not racist, but.
I know. It's so funny.
And now she's like, he's the best candidate. Like, really, bitch?
Yeah. The whole thing cracked. I just thought it was funny. I mean, it's not like I'm surprised by it. You know?
Well, I thought that night on the debate stage that she would have ruined her chances to be vice president with him because of what she did. She came for him hard. And I'm shocked that he even still like picked her. But let's be real. He didn't pick her because of her brains. He picked her because she's black and she's a female.
Right.
And that's racism to me, and sexism. Like, all like, that's like the exact definition of racism and sexism.
Well, yeah, it's like, we all know, I mean, how can they deny this? But the number one qualification he was looking for in a vice president was a black vagina.
Yeah.
I mean,
if black women could save this country so easily, then why the fuck is the black community so low? Why is it that black women are not prospering like the most in this country? I'm not putting down any black women. I'm just saying, like, in reality, if that his theory was correct, that means all black women would be like the dominant race in this country.
it's so stupid.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand how people don't see that stuff. Like, how do you not see it? I don't get it.
I always say this too. I always say, like, if you're on the left at this point, like, it's a choice. Like, you're choosing to be dumb. Like, you're like, today I'm gonna be stupid as fuck. Like, I don't understand. Like, I just don't understand. Like, when I woke up, I figured, like, when I woke up, I was gonna run to everybody and be like, oh my God, guys, guess what? I actually found out the truth. Here it is. I thought people were gonna be like, oh my God, you're right. Fuck this. Let's fuck the establishment. But no, everybody's like, okay. I'm like, yeah, they're all lying to you. And they're like, all right, we're still going to vote for them. I'm like, what the fuck? I just don't get it. Like, I think it's a choice to be that stupid these days.
It's a total choice. And I don't, oh, well, you know what? We'll never figure them out. I mean, of course, I mean, I'm sure you were too. I mean, I was on that side at one time.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, I got to pull my wig back.
Yes. You're lucky you don't have to, like, worry about your hair.
I know.
That's a sexy look for you going right there.
Yeah, I'm doing a show tomorrow with as a drag queen. And
what?
Yeah, and they want
performance show?
Huh?
Performing?
Well, no, it's an online thing.
Oh, okay.
But you know, I did his or her, whatever. I'm really bad about that. I call drag queens him all the time. I guess because I'm a guy, so I've never been a part of that drag culture.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I don't give a fuck. I always say reality like trumps everything. Like, if I put on makeup and I have long hair and I look like a female, I cannot get mad at people for calling me a female. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a man in a dress doing drag, you can't get mad if somebody calls you a man. Like,
right? Yeah. Exactly. So that's like I don't understand how people get so pissed off about the misnaming or misgendering and stuff. It's like, oh, shut up. But anyway,
did someone in the comment section? All I see is "come all over me, Harris." Nice.
Wait, what is? Oh, Kamala Harris. Yeah.
Oh, Kamala, come all over me, Harris. I see what you did there.
Really, hi, Darren. How are you? I love Darren.
I love Darren too.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He actually came up with my theme song, my Hoggatha theme song.
What is it?
I haven't used it in a while. I got to bring it up. It was a segment of the show that I would take questions where you can ask me anything. So he sent me a picture. He sent me a song one day, and I'm like, oh my God, it's awesome. It's just called Ask Hogatha, and he sings it, but I can't really tell it's him. He made this really neat theme song, so I would use it once in a while. And I haven't used it in a while. But
did Hogatha switch sides?
What?
Did Hogatha turn Republican? I thought Hogatha was a leftist.
She is.
What the fuck was she doing at the rally?
She was at the rally. See, okay, that's what people have been asking me on my page. Hogatha was there. She wasn't there to encourage people to vote for Donald Trump. She was there to discourage people from voting for Joe Biden. Because Joe Biden is a racist. He's, potentially.
Hogatha's not racist.
No, Hogatha is a racist in a liberal way.
Oh, like she doesn't know she's racist.
No, like she wants to uplift people of color because
preying on white people
because they need the white privilege to get by. You know what I mean? Things like that. That's what Hogatha does. She but anyway, yeah, that's her gig.
I thought that was her. It doesn't take much thought either because it's really easy to be that dumb.
Right. Yeah. No. Because Hogatha has completely, she's bought the whole thing that she's technically better than people of color because she has so much privilege given to her. So she uses her superiority to help other people.
It's like the white hero syndrome. Like white people feel like they should put on a cape and save Black America.
Yeah.
Like, tell me, how many times has Black people walked up to you and said, "Thank you"? Like, they don't need you to speak for them. Like, what the fuck,
That's what I loved that clip. I know we were talking about the BLM guy, but did you see the clip of, I don't know who it was, but she was talking to him saying, like, I don't need you to speak for me. Your voice,
I love that.
Why is your voice louder than mine?
Yeah.
And I loved that.
It's true because at the end of the day, in America, we're all equal, so people can stand up for their goddamn selves. And I think that if Black people needed white people to speak for them, then they wouldn't be in this mess because they already feel like it's white people that got them in this mess. So I doubt that those are the people they want to speak for them. And I think it's great when I see a conservative Black person talk to one of the protesters. Did you see the one that in D.C.? In D.C., this Black lady was like, she's like, I don't need you to speak for me. And the boy was like, he said, "You're a house nigger." He said, "I'm going to say it, you're a house nigger." And I was like, and he said it to her face. And he said, "You're self-hating. You don't even know." And she was like, "Excuse you?" She was like as black can be. And she's from D.C. But like, she definitely like was like appalled by that. And so was I. Everybody was. But he was by himself, the lonely white protester.
Wow. But he was there to help them, right?
Yep. To save Black people.
It's like he's Captain Save-A-Ho.
Yep. I think that's hilarious when everybody thinks they're going to like stand up for the underdog. Like, first of all, the only people who think they're underdog are you guys who are standing up for them. They're not an underdog. They're completely equal. They've always have been for a long time now. So stop telling them that they're victims, and maybe they'll stop acting like victims.
Yeah, I don't understand that. It's and the funny thing is, it's not even, how can I put it? And it's not even all of them saying that. You know what I mean? There are many. My own household. It's like I don't need anybody to speak for me. I don't need anybody to give me special privileges or,
Right.
I don't know. I don't.
Like, I think that it's better when we like honor people that earn it and not people that expect it or demand it. Well, respect is something you got to give to get.
Well, it's sort of like picking your vice president just because she has a black vagina. It's like, why would you do that?
It's purple. Or so I've been told.
Well, my dad used to tell me it's all pink in the middle anyway.
Don't act like you don't know. You know. Have you ever been with women?
Yeah. I was actually married to a woman.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, I'm an old man.
Me too. We make some pretty hot bitches though.
What?
I said we make some pretty hot bitches.
Oh, I know, huh? Oh, God, I haven't done this in a while. Doing like pretty girl makeup.
I know you're like, I have to shave. I'm like, oh yeah, Hagatha does have a beard.
Well, I mean, Hagatha she isn't like, sometimes she has a beard, sometimes she doesn't, just if I feel like shaving or not. But, Hagatha looks at her facial hair as a gift from the goddess. And if she didn't intend for it to be there, she wouldn't have given it to her.
Is it one of those like Miley Cyrus's like armpit hair things?
Oh, is that what she does with her armpits?
Yeah, she wears the hair as like a woman empowerment. It's crazy to me that when women want to be in power, why do they want to look like men to do so? Yet they hate men that are in power, and they say it's fucked up that men are always in power, but they want to look like men to be in power.
Like, oh, I have to be a man to be powerful. It's like, no, you don't.
Right? Like,
be a bad bitch. Be a bad bitch.
If I saw a really hot, beautiful woman who's also fucking like in charge, like everybody on Trump's fucking campaign or camp, like he has some pretty really hot women who are also very smart, and that to me, that's feminism. That's real feminism. That's feminism we should honor, and those are women we should be like, damn, like those are strong ass women, not the ones who shave their fucking head.
No, like when I went to the Phoenix rally and Kimberly Guilfoyle was there, and that bitch, okay,
I love her.
She walks out with her tight dress on, her big tits, her big ass, her heels, beautiful makeup, beautiful hair, and she completely owned the Veterans Arena in Phoenix. Everybody was paying attention to her, and she is very, very good.
She's Gavin Newsom's ex-wife, right?
Yes, I can't believe it.
It's crazy. But she's so poised. I love her. When I went to LA to see the book signing, it was right after Florida, and she recognized me. She was like, "Oh, I remember you from Florida," because we spoke on the same stage. It was really cool. So
that's right. You've done that.
Yeah. I know I should be like a lot bigger than what I am, but I cuss too much, and I don't give a fuck.
Oh, you think is it because you cuss?
Well, I think it's a couple of reasons. One is I cuss. Two is I think I came for people too early in the game. The wrong people, but I'd say them. I don't care. I'm not gonna sit and like pick and choose. Like I want this as a career, because I don't want this as a career. I just want to wake people up, and I want I'm already worried about 2024. Okay, like I don't want to think of this like a career, because Trump's not gonna be president forever. You know what I mean? I want to think about this as something we're doing to get us going on a good foot, so I can have children in a country that's not going to be like destructful and like falling apart. That's all I'm trying to do. I want to be a hairstylist. I want to work. I don't want to be all like, I'm famous for talking about Trump. No, but like if it gets the word out there, the more people that watch is the better, I guess.
Well,
but at the end of the day, we have different goals, and mine's not their goals.
Right. Totally. Huh.
I'm not cool enough to sit with the cool kids anymore.
Well, it's funny. I mean, and I know some of these people are going to be watching, but and
then they say they don't watch. They're like, I never seen your videos. Bitch.
Please, it's funny. I was like that. Oh, I don't know if I want to get into it. The walk away thing.
Get into it, so I'm not alone.
What?
I said, get into it, bitch, because I'm all alone here. I know everybody else is thinking it. I know everybody else was thinking it, because it's like, come on now. People have been saying it like secretly. Like I hate the fact that people feel like that I whisper. I'm not going to whisper on the left. I'm not going to whisper on the right. I'm not going to whisper. Like good people are good people, and sometimes good people veer off, and that's okay. We just need to remind each other to get back in line. You know what I mean? Because what are friends for?
Right. So I don't have I guess a real axe to grind. I guess I'm just more I mean, I understand how things work. How can I put it? The more I do what I do, the more busy I become. Okay. So I do understand that people can kind of maybe not see your text, or I'm just saying. Okay. Well,
if it says red, bitch, if it says red.
Right. So
I read it.
I was at wait, hold on. I gotta get where is
I'm talking about, but nobody else does. So they're like, what is it? What's going on here?
I don't know what I did with my stupid box of makeup. I need my brown. I need brown eyeliner. Anyway, so I texted Brandon, because we have texted before. And so I texted him, and I'm like, hey, I hear you're coming to LA. Cool. Back to West Hollywood, where that's the last time I saw him was in West Hollywood. And I don't know if he thinks I was reaching out to him because I want something from him, but I've never asked him for anything, so I don't see why he would. Hold on a minute.
Okay.
Okay, I got to get up real quick.
Oh, you have a green stripe in your shirt.
Yes, I do. But anyway, so I've never asked him for anything. I was just like, you know, and I'm not a person that kind of bugs. Like, I have a lot of phone numbers for people that, you know, they don't want people to have their number. And like back when I, you know, was involved in the whole drag thing at the club, I used to have all their phone numbers. So I never used them for, you know, shit. Right. So, you know, because I don't want to be one of those people.
Same.
But anyway, so I only used it if I really kind of knew you or we had some kind of relationship. But still, it was never to bug you. But anyway, so we've texted, you know, back and forth a couple times. But this time he decided not to answer me back. And all I said was, hey, that's cool. You're coming back to West Hollywood. And that's all I said. And he never answered me. And I'm all, okay, that's fine. But then
that happened on the airport with that model girl. I messaged him personally as well then. And we've messaged a lot too. And then like he read those messages on Twitter, but then never responded to me, but then responded by doing exactly what I said, like on Twitter. I was like, okay. But like he never responds to me. And then when I saw him in Florida, he's like, yeah, email me and let's talk. And I was like, okay. I didn't. Nothing again. But I mean, I get it. Like maybe he's really busy, you know?
Right.
But at the same time, like I think that you should really be grateful to people that help you get to where you are, and remember that maybe that you're not a founder of Brandon Schrock, you're a founder of a movement, and really the movement that we all really believe in.
Right, and I do. Yeah, I believe in it and everything.
Me too.
And it's like, you know, I mean, that's kind of. I mean, you know, nobody knew who I was before I did my video for them.
Yeah, me neither.
And that's. You know, whatever. And I did it, the video really out of really my own beliefs and stuff. It wasn't like I mean, that should be evident in how ugly I looked in the video. But anyway, I hated that video.
Me too. And mine, I barely was learning how to do makeup, like barely. And I was like, what are you doing? The whole time I'm watching, I'm like, no, don't put that on your face. It was so bad.
Oh, hi, Laura. Hi, Dee. Hey, Chris and Billy, New Mexico watching. Hi, Stone. Hi,
everybody.
Hello.
I mean, you're going to be volunteering in North Carolina. That's awesome. You should. Everybody should always volunteer. I don't want anybody to think anything in this conversation is going to be against Walkaway at all. This has nothing to do with Walkaway in general at all. Walkaway is a great organization. I support it. Katie supports it. We all support it. And I think that I will always continue to support it. Walkaway, the meaning and the actual like syllabus of the whole entire situation is really amazing. So you should always still follow it. But and don't think, well, again, what we're saying has to do with Walkaway. It doesn't. It has to do with a person that just so happens to be a part of that. Disclaimer.
Right, I agree.
And I don't hate him. I really don't. I think that I think his good friends that are around him, surrounding him, aren't telling him that, dude, you pull it back a little bit. Like you're getting really egotistical. And I think that those are bad friends, because a good friend, I feel like, would tell you that you have a booger, you know. And nobody's telling me he has a fucking booger, but right now it's hanging to hell that it's like snot and grow. Everybody's slipping on it, so I figured I might as well tell you. And he won't answer my messages, so I had to make a video. Like if he's mad about that, because he told me in Florida, he said you don't have to make a video and go all public. I'm like, well, you don't message me back, like you don't, you know. And I feel like it's what everybody else is saying, and it's what everybody else is thinking, and everybody's too afraid to say it to you, but I'm not. It's not a bad thing. I don't hate him. I think he should just remember where he came from.
Right. And you know, the funny thing is, and I think that really is it actually makes things harder for him, because he sort of has built-in people in certain regions that could actually be doing things. And, you know, and I did see, you remember when they were trying to do the separate walkaways for the different states?
Yeah, I hosted the California party. I hosted it. I had bought food for it, and I had a whole thing in Newport Beach.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was the host of the California Walkaway for their first rally.
So I'm just kind of assuming that no longer happens, the separate states.
Well, they do on Facebook. They still have them on Facebook just so people can go on there and figure out what's going on with Walkaway and with other events. But so let's just keep it on Facebook now. It's only internet based.
Okay.
They're not like trying to have meetups anymore like they were.
Well,
or at least I don't get invited to them anymore.
oh my God. Can you imagine? You find out you're not.
I wouldn't be surprised, but that would suck. I mean, I wish that the whole point of me speaking out is because of the fact that I hate that everybody's being so silent and unreal. So if people are doing that to me too, it's like, come on. Like, I just want people to be straightforward. Like, I don't like sugarcoating shit. I don't like innuendos. I don't like underlying situations. It is what it is to me. And like, if you want to look a certain way, then make it look different.
Right.
I'm not into all
that. Wait a minute. What was I gonna say? I just kind of think things would just from
the harassing of liberals is bad on camera.
What's that?
I just think the harassing of liberals is bad on camera. If he's gonna do that, wait till the cameras are off. Don't have them follow you, for one. For two, your job is to get people to walk away. So when people are liberals and they're all mad and crazy, those are the ones that you should be running to talk to. And you had an opportunity in LA with everybody standing there. You had an opportunity to really show us, your followers, how to get others to walk away, or at least how to start that kind of conversation, because a lot of us are confused on that. People ask me all the time, how do I do it? So it's like, I think it'll be great for him to demonstrate something like that at an event where he has a big opportunity in West Hollywood of all places. But instead, he got to let his emotions get the best of him. And if you go look at all his recent videos, the only time he talks to liberals is to yell at them, and he talks shit to them. And it's like, maybe if he did that once or twice, it's like, okay, maybe he had a long day. But if it was in between other videos of him actually changing minds, but instead he doesn't do that. His videos are always him talking to his fans, and then we go out and talk to other people. He hasn't at all. And the only time he sees opposition, he yells at them and they argue and stuff. So it's like, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't.
It's only that. The only thing that irritates me is that he can be as egotistical as he wants. He can think he's all famous, but when you yell at liberals and you're the founder of Walk Away, it makes no sense to me. Well,
you kind of gotta, I guess, show a good face. I mean, you should.
Exactly.
You should show a good face and a welcoming face, and a non-aggressive face. I don't know. I mean, there's times, of course, you have to be aggressive, but then there are times you're not.
Well, I mean, me and you aren't the founders of Walkaway, so it shouldn't be up to us to figure that out anyways. I mean, I think that if the founder of Walkaway should be the one showing me and you how we should talk to liberals that are in disagreement of us, how we should deal with that kind of situation, because we've learned based on trial and error. Like, if he's running a foundation and a whole entire organization on it and getting a lot of money on it, I figure, why wouldn't he know how to do that? He should, and he should. And I think that that's a perfect opportunity to teach. And when that boy was being silent, that means that you have an opportunity for him to be a listener. He could have been listening. Like, he wasn't there being all combative and crazy. Like, we hate it when people pick on us at rallies. Why would we do that to them?
No, it's true. I think it could have been done in a better way.
Yeah. And on all things, I can get over the fact that in Chico, he needed security to walk past his fans in an auditorium, but didn't need security in LA to run through them to get at this boy. That's weird, but we can get over that. The point is, though, that like, if he's going to have people follow him over to talk to this boy, he should have been having it done in a more productive way, because he literally had cameras following him doing this. It's like, dude, everybody's watching you right now. Say something productive to him. Try to start a conversation. Why don't you ask the boy, why do you support Black Lives Matter? Because we can't figure out how to change their minds until we figure out how their minds work,
True, yeah.
But he didn't. He just was like talking shit and like, oh, how do you like it? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? This is the founder of Walk Away.
Well, and the guy was pretty young too.
Yeah. And I remember when I went to that Bernie rally, I was terrified after that. Like, I will never go to opposition rallies again. Like, and I even got nervous at the rally that we were at with Walk Away because of what happened to me at the Bernie rally. It scarred me. It was really terrifying to have all these people lawlessly after you.
What happened? Tell me. I don't know about that. What happened?
Okay, me and my Asian friend Gay, her name is Gay. So me, Gay, Jesse Suave, and this other boy who was a minor who's also Hispanic. We all went to the Bernie Sanders rally, and we were like, okay, we'll be fine. I'm gay. Gay's gay. I'm gay. Gay's Asian. Then we have 2 Mexicans. So I thought, we're gonna be great. So what we did is we wore black shirts. We were very respectable. We waited till the end of the Bernie rally, so it was over with and everything. And Bernie rally walked off stage. People started to disperse. We did a silent protest. We took off our black shirts and we were wearing our Trump shirts underneath. We chose the Bernie rally because Bernie was the most peaceful of all the different crazies in 2016. So we thought he'd be peaceful again. But no, it was really, really scary and bad. Like immediately right when we take off our shirts, people start screaming, worse than Hitler and bad things. And it was a giant crowd that's following us. And it was so bad. Even the security guard was scared. And like I had a cop standing between me and the crowd and saying, help. Like when a cop says help, like, what do you do? Like, it was so lawless. It felt so scary. Like, it was terrifying. And my hat got stolen from me. Like, people tried to fight us. If Jesse Suave doesn't give a fuck, though. Jesse Suave didn't care. Jesse Suave was like, fuck you, bitches. What? And I was like, Jesse! Like, ah! But really, though, as the day after I took out my hair, I was the only white one with short blonde hair and the only male. So I didn't realize that when I was there. I was like, oh, whatever, I'm gay. But then I was like, wait, why did they all come after me? Because they kept coming after me more. And I was like, oh, I'm the only white one with blonde hair. I'm sitting here like, Trump.
Yeah. You're the ringleader, obviously.
In Long Beach.
Yeah.
It was really scary. But anyways, it was actually like literally terrifying. And so that boy's face, when I looked at him, he literally had that look on his face of like try to look tough, but you're scared of shit. That's what I was trying to look like. And it was like, I just felt so like sad for him because I got flashbacks of that feeling. And I think that's why I got so emotionally invested in the fact that I saw Brandon doing that and it pissed me off. I think that's why. It's because it really brought back that memory and it was just so scary. And then now I'm thinking about that boy and I'm like, he's never, ever, ever going to give us a chance. He's always going to hate Republicans for this. He's always going to say that they're combative and that they're crazy. And he has proof. He can show up videos. And so whenever he wants to tell his friends, no, they are combative. They lie when they say that they're peaceful. Here's a video. You know what I mean? It totally discredits all the hard work we've done by hugging people and being nice to people and inviting them over to our rallies. And it shits on everything.
No, it's true. I agree with you.
It just really makes me feel like Brandon, come on. Like, you have an opportunity and you're dropping the ball, man.
Right. And the fact, you know, there were cameras there. And
well, he asked him to walk with him.
What?
He asked the cameras to go with him. To go and talk to him with.
And I mean, like, say, other people cameras as well.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, where you know, I don't know why they were filming it, what they thought they were doing, but the funny thing is, I saw people we know do that. But I didn't see Brandon do it till I saw a video of it.
Oh yeah, I was saying right there when Brandon ran down, he like put down the mic and ran over there. But it's like, you have a mic in your hand. Invite the boy up there to talk or something, like, you know?
Yeah, that would have been good, huh?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking in my head. I was like, if he would have asked him, like, come up here and like showed him some civility, he might actually be on a road to changing the boy's mind. Because we forget that boy literally believes that black people are being oppressed by white people. He really believes that in his heart. So we have to show them the facts and the truth so that they can change their mind, because we have to remember these are people with emotional convictions towards this, and we don't really look at that when we want to tell them that they're wrong. I know it's hard to, because a lot of times a lot of us are so sick of being harassed that we just want to do it back. But also, like I said earlier, we're not the founders of Walk Away, you know?
Right.
It comes with responsibility, I think.
What?
I think it comes with responsibility that I don't think he is using to his visibility.
I wonder what the next event is.
The DC event?
I'm actually surprised he came here.
Really?
I did, because I kind of look at California as maybe a lost cause. So like, why put, you know, why try to campaign or change minds here? So that
I thought he came just because of like the San Francisco event, because of the fact that it was on San Vicente and Santa Monica. I was like, he's coming to trigger. I mean, which isn't bad. There's some of us there's a lot of us in the movement. Some of us are agitators. Some of us do like to fight. Some of us do fight back. Some of us don't mind getting in somebody's face back. And I'm not saying that's wrong to get in somebody's face. I'm saying, though, if you're representing a company or if you're representing an organization that is supposed to be in the doorway for those people to walk away from the left, then I think that that's where the line should be drawn. And that's why he shouldn't have been the one that did it. But I did see others doing it, and everybody's free to do what they want, including him. But again, like I said, they're not the founders of Walk Away. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I mean, you would expect them to set the example.
Right. So at least, like I said, while you're up there talking, why don't you say, like, tell us at home who actually have trouble getting through to our straight friends or to our gay friends who are on the left. How do we, does he have any tools? Does he have any ideas of how we can get better get into their minds or change their mind or even begin to start a conversation, you know? And I think it would be great if somebody came out with that and somebody came out and maybe showed us some steps, some easy steps we could try at home or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, that is something I think that tends to be missing from that organization is how to, I guess, how to talk to somebody who wants to walk away, or how would you, that would be a great like learning material or recruiting materials, so to speak, you know?
Right, because a lot of people want to walk away, but they don't know how. And I don't know what to tell them, to be honest.
No, and I actually get people question me all the time or say, yeah, you know, I am in my heart, like they're afraid to come out, honestly. Right. They're afraid to come out.
Right. And I feel like that Walkaway's been here for 4 years already. I feel like there should be some kind of, they did the educational videos, which were really awesome, but to get people on the left to watch them is going to be like pulling teeth. You got to first get their attention to even get them to watch them. So I wish that Walkaway found a way to start the conversation and maybe train all of us, because everybody now joined Walkaway. We all walked away already. Okay, now what? I feel like he built an army. So now you have an army looking at you. You can do great things, Brandon. You can simply teach us how to start that conversation. Because imagine if we were all doing what Scott Pressler was doing. If we all listened to Scott and said, each one of us got 5 people to register to vote Republican, that's like literally millions of votes. Millions of votes. And just the Walkaway campaign alone, if he just got only the people who walked away to start a conversation with somebody and make that a challenge, start a conversation with somebody and film it, talk to somebody and try to change their mind. And if we all did that, some people would be so motivated that they would be determined to go out there and change minds. And imagine what we can accomplish then.
Yep, that's exactly true. That is true. But, you know, then it makes you wonder, what kind of movement is it? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
It, you know, and there's always these like rumors, you know, I remember early on, remember when they tried to say, oh, it's a whole Russian thing.
Yeah.
And then that kind of went away. But then it turned into, it's kind of like his way of becoming a celebrity.
That's what I've been hearing from people too. And I always debunk that. I always say, no, the movement's not like that. I always tell people there's a difference between a Brandon Strzok fan and a Walkaway supporter. And I'm a Walkaway supporter all in 100%, but I'm not a fan. And if that's what he's trying to do, then he lost me there. But we made Walkaway. You made Walkaway. I made Walkaway. The people who did their testimonials, they made Walkaway. And Brandon should be equally as grateful to us as we are to him about the situation. And I feel like he's just kind of taking the reins of like, oh, I'm in charge. That's cute. Run your thing. But don't forget, we made Walkaway. Right.
It was you kind of made the first video, then everybody else made their video.
Right. But not even that, even the ones who made their video after, still, they made a video. Like, if you made a video, you are part of Walkaway. If you made a video, you helped grow this organization. If you ever even thought about making a video, if you wore a shirt, if you bought a hat, it doesn't matter. If you told somebody to walk away, then you literally are part of the organization. You literally are what's keeping it going. We are all in this together. And I think that it's really important to wake up as many Americans as possible, especially before the election, to the truth of Donald Trump and the truth of the Democratic Party. Because otherwise, how are we ever going to have a better country if we're just going to keep on saying, well, hey, fuck you? Because it's going to plant their feet firmly in their stance even more. And they're going to be even more against us for a lot longer. It makes it harder, if anything.
Now, I did see that they were trying to do some kind of series. I'll tell you what I've noticed.
That was the learning series I was talking about. It's pretty good.
They still do that?
Well, no, they did it, and then they're just they release them like one every like month or something like that. But I feel like nobody's watching him but his fans. So I mean,
right. I kind of
much
like from my what I gather, like there's things that happen and they kind of fall by the wayside and they kind of forget about it.
I love you too, Lindsay. I love Lindsay. Have you ever met Lindsay Grothwall?
I don't want to say yes and no. I don't know.
Oh my God, if you met Lindsay, you will know.
I never remember people.
Lindsay, you remember Lindsay. Lindsay's awesome. She's been she's a fighter in this movement. She's a freedom fighter like I am, but more. She literally like has been like my mother throughout all of this like stuff. Like she's like taught me like about the people, about the organizations, about what's going on. She knows. She's the one to go to when you want to find out something about an event or find out anything like the rumors or anything when it comes to anything from Proud Boys to freaking the American Guard to fucking. She knows it all. Like she's like the hub. I love her for that.
You know, it's so funny. I saw the Proud Boys in Phoenix, and I love how everybody calls them a racist group.
Oh please.
When the one that I saw in Phoenix was a black guy.
See, even Lindsay said you'd remember me.
What?
Lindsay just said you'd remember me. For sure you would.
Lindsay, do you follow me on anything? And I'm really bad about that, you know. And I do. I want people to know.
I'm glad Hagatha is getting out there more, and I'm glad. I want to see Kitty out there more for sure. But like you've been like predominantly online, but you're starting to get out there a lot more, like here and there, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, because you know, really, a lot of times I'll do these. I will go to protests, but I kind of just go as myself.
Yeah.
Because there was a part of me that was like, okay, first of all, doing drag is it's uncomfortable for me anyway. I don't feel like it's funny, you know. I go to a nightclub dressed up, I don't mind, but going out during the day,
I feel like that sometimes too with makeup and stuff.
What?
I think that's a normal feeling because I feel that occasionally with makeup. Sometimes I'm like, it's not the setting for that. Like like grocery store, like at noon, you know, like no.
Well,
like,
yeah.
Weird.
Well, because I mean, I like, as you could probably tell, I spend entirely way too much time doing my makeup. Because I feel it takes a lot for me to be convincing, and
takes a lot for you to be pretty.
Well, feminine. I mean, like, okay, like right now I'm doing my eyes. I take forever doing them because they're big and I have big eyelids. And the reality is all I have to do is put on a really big eyelash and I'm done. But I get into all the contouring and I get into, it's because I don't want to look like myself afterwards. So for me, that's the fun of drag or doing makeup for me, is not seeing myself in the mirror. And it just takes a lot to change the lines and the planes of your face.
I think that's actually the difference between drag and androgyny. Like I'm more androgynous. I still be myself, and I love makeup and beauty. But like you do it like a performance. Like yours is more like a it's different. Drag is different.
I don't want to be. I want to be a different person, and that's why. And the funny thing is, the more I do Kitty, the more I don't. Billy and Kitty are kind of the same person, so that's why I was able to go to. Oh God, if you even knew me more than you know, I am not a guy who will take his shirt off in public. Like, I'm completely conscious of my obesity, and I will.
Oh my God.
And but people are like my mom. She's like, because she fully supports Agatha, and she goes, I can't believe that you actually went out without your shirt on, because she knows me, and I'm like, I know. Can you believe I did that? She goes, I just can't believe. I go, I know. I go, when I'm dressed up as Hagatha, I do feel invincible, which is really strange, but it's such a character and such a disguise that I don't know. It just, if I do feel like a different person when I'm Hagatha, but I don't feel like a different person when I'm Kitty.
That makes sense, because Kitty's more like you're reflective of your normal personality and how the character you created. I love how in character you get though. You get super into character to where it's like it's you don't feel like you're in character. It actually feels so authentically real. Like Hagatha felt so real. Like it was Hagatha. Like it legitimately is a different person. So when you talk about it in third party, it's for a reason, you know.
Right. And the funny thing is I'm able to do that because, you know, I used to be, you know, a real, like, kind of a crybaby liberal, you know, at some point in my life, you know, and you kind of like, you know, all the times you've been victimized or been, you know, like we've all been victimized. We've all been victims of something. We've all been oppressed. We've all gone through that stuff, regardless of color, race, whatever.
Right. And we all have privilege.
Right. Depending on where you are. And it's like, I'm, So when I do Hagatha, I kind of tap into that old personality of everybody's against me. You know, we all have that crybaby in us, and it's like
Right.
I really just tap into the crybaby.
When I was in high school, I did that too. I like came out of the closet so hardcore because I was like, I'm gonna be hated by everybody, so I'm gonna come out swinging. So I kind of came out and I was like, I'm gay. Like, and I was like, if it's a rainbow, I'll wear it. Like, if it was like something gay, like I'll do it. Like on Halloween, like I would dress like as a woman, but also like as a fairy on purpose because gay is a fairy. You know,
Yeah.
I had to be as gay can be because I had to prove something to everybody that I didn't care what their like insults were anymore. And so I get the feeling of feeling like everybody's against you and like how you got to come out strong and like. Ugh.
And I was like that. It's funny because I was like one of these. We didn't use the term back then because it was in the 80s, but goth. We didn't use that term. I think that term became something in the 90s or 2000s. I don't know.
90s.
And we're like, you know, oh no, we're just weird kids who wear black and like vampires and listen to Susie and the Banshees and, you know, all that, the new wave, you know, music back then. But
there's new wave alternative.
Yeah, it's so weird. No, there's no alternative. No, new wave tended to be British and electronic. But it was during that time.
Like Duran Duran.
Yeah, there you go. And then there was even an offshoot, and I don't know if there's any old people in here. If Darren is still in here, he probably heard of this. There was a fashion or a sense called New Romantic.
Oh, I heard of that. Yeah.
Which was kind of early Duran Duran, and it's really, I don't know if you know who Adam.
Fluffy shirts and stuff.
Like ruffles, and
yeah.
It is very androgynous. Very androgynous.
Yeah.
And so I loved all that stuff. That's kind of what got me into what I do now, you know, all this makeup and stuff. But I just loved all of it because it was all gender bending and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yet it didn't seem weird like it does now. But maybe because I was a kid, I don't know. But anyway,
yeah, guys, even adults did it. Like Twisted Sister, think about them. Like guys wore makeup and heels and stuff all the time and was never called gay. You know, in fact, girls wanted to have sex with them.
Yeah, isn't it? Think about how we haven't progressed in a way. Like back then, you could actually be a heterosexual and dress like that.
Right.
But yet today, if you do that, you're androgynous. You're what they call gender fuck drag.
Yeah. I don't even think nobody uses the word androgynous anymore, which makes me upset because that's exactly what like my style is. And people are like, the tranny thing kind of threw a wrench in the whole wheel, and people think always I'm a tranny. I'm like, no, I'm not. Then like, well, then I don't get it. And I'm like, oh my God, like it's go crazy.
That's the thing. That is actually how we've gone backwards. It's because Prince was not gay, or openly anyway, but yet he wore makeup and ruffles and heels, and he always had a bitch on his arm. You know what I mean? And it's like, for some reason in 2020, they've decided if you're a man who likes that stuff, maybe you're a woman. You're not really a man. It's like, no, you guys are really you guys are going backwards.
Yeah.
And I think that's odd that people they want to embrace that. It's like, so they're so into trans and they're so into, you know, a million different genders. And it's like, no, you know what? Sometimes guys like makeup. They like girl stuff, but you know what? They still like a penis. They still like their penises and they still want to be a guy. And that's kind of what I don't like about today is telling kids, oh, maybe you're a girl, maybe you're a boy. It's like,
I hate that.
No, I'm a boy. I can look down and see I have a penis. But I also like dolls, or I like high heels, or whatever. And for some reason,
dolls are made for like just like they're to play with, and heels are made for feet. Everybody has feet, so like anybody can wear them, you know.
Right. So I don't understand that.
Me neither. And to be honest with you, I always say this. I always say, gay people and trans people, they exist, but they're an anomaly. Literally an anomaly, meaning that if you have a child, chance of them coming out straight is greater than them coming out like that. That being said, like you have to, instead of making all the kids at the school, like for instance, if we have a high school with like, let's say 10,000 kids and we have like 70 of them are gay and transgender, that's a small, minute group. And why don't we just teach the masses to not fucking make fun of or make these other kids feel less than? Why is it easier for us to go and make all the masses question their gender and question their sexuality in order to make the small anomaly feel comfortable? It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I never understood it. You know, I remember when I was a kid, we had sex education when I was in 5th grade. And I remember it was
Me
fifth
too.
grade. I remember it was 5th grade, and you had to have your parents sign a note.
Yep.
And you go basically into the gym, and then they kind of separated the boys and the girls. They told the girls about their periods. They told the boys about their balls. And it's like,
I like
what?
I liked it. They showed all the growing penises, and I was like,
and the funny thing is, I knew I was gay. I knew I was. And I mean, we all did, you know, and we all knew that we were not average. We knew that basically the heterosexuals were the basic common people on the earth, and we were the different ones.
yeah.
And you know that by evidence of the fact that they reproduce. And it's like, and it doesn't bother me. It does not bother me that I am not average. I don't care. And
Like, I don't think gay's a bad thing, but it's also not a fucking accomplishment. Like,
no, it's not. It just, it's like kind of being either, are you a type A blood or type O? It's just, that's kind of as simple as I look at it.
Me too.
But the fact that they make such a big deal over it, and these stupid parties and congratulating their kids for being gay or whatever. And I'm like, but you're still treating them differently. You are still treating them differently.
Exactly.
A big deal over it. And now you're just going to make a little monster. You know,
you don't want people to judge them for being different, but they want to celebrate the fact that they're different.
It's dumb.
Liberal logic.
Absolutely. I remember having sex ed. Oh yeah. So I don't understand. And I didn't need someone to talk about homosexuality. I just went, okay, well, I'm a boy and I like boys. And I didn't need, and the reason why I didn't need it is because I knew that sex ed, which is basically about reproduction, it had no place to teach me how to have alternative.
It's there for pleasure. It's there to teach you how to, like, what's happening to your body medically, what happens to your body physically, and the way that our bodies want to reproduce. That's all school should ever teach you. Teachers should not be teaching our children, like, for instance, nobody is really close to their teacher. Nobody knows their child's teacher like very well. So we shouldn't be letting strangers teach our children about pleasurable sex when we already have proof that there's been times in history where teachers have had sex with students. Like, we should not allow strangers to be teaching our kids about pleasurable sex. I think that teach them about reproduction, and the people who should be talking to them about something so personal like pleasurable sex should be their parents. Like,
Right.
What do the parents do these days? You know?
Nothing. I mean, I'm not saying, and I know there's parents watching, I don't want to say that you're doing nothing, but I think they kind of do give over way too much power to schools.
Like, if your child wakes up to his first boner, you don't send him to school to talk about it. You know what I mean? You talk about it as a parent. You sit him down. You got to have the conversation. When a kid has their first wet dream, you don't send him to school to talk about it. These kind of issues, there's personal things that happen in your family where the parents have a job and they're not reaching those goals, to where the teachers are now trying to take over that position and they're just letting them do it. And it's wrong. Like, we shouldn't be teaching kids about anal sex, not because they can't know about it, not because gay people don't have a place. No, we just shouldn't be talking about gay sex in school because of the fact that it's not a reproduction thing. It's not something that you should be learning school-wise.
No, I mean, what's next? Are they going to show them how to pump up? Use a penis pump, butt plugs. I mean, where do you draw the line?
Right.
Like, teach them fetishes. I mean,
they already are. That's what I saw. It was a fetish thing that was being taught. It was fisting and anal.
They were teaching that in a public school.
Well, they this year it's barely going on their curriculum this year, but it's a choice. Teachers can choose whether they want to do it or not. But there's a lot of lefty teachers out there, so lefty teachers are going to jump right on that shit.
I find all of that really embarrassing. Like
a good teacher won't do it though. Like, my friend's a teacher. I do her hair, and she's like, Chris, she goes, nobody out here is going to do that. Like, nobody's going to do that. Like, that's just simply the governor trying to push his agenda again. She goes, but we're not going to do that. And I commend her for that, and I have faith in that. But it's just like the abortion thing. You can't just say everybody can make the decision on their own, because then you got to remember there's dumb people in this country, and some people might make the bad decision.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Yeah, there are lots of dumb people.
So there will be teachers that will be teaching, yes.
Oh, so gross. I don't get it. It's like I honestly I would honestly be embarrassed. I don't care if I'm a teacher or not, to talk to kids about this stuff. Right. I mean, I think it would be different. How can I put it? if they probably brought in like a medical professional, or,
Right.
but I mean, come on. Okay, before I got with Mark, I had a roommate. Okay, she was an elementary school teacher, and I became friends with many teachers, and those people were the last people I would want to even teach my kid math. I mean, these people, I don't know. When I went to school, teachers tended to be elderly. And I know things change. I know I'm going to sound like a dinosaur, but they were elderly women, or they were like family women. My roommate and all of her friends, they're all like really single, and honestly, they're sluts. They go to bars, they bring home a different man all the time. My roommate would
My teacher friend do her hair. She's right now going through kind of a phase too, but I love her to death. If you're watching, I love you. I'm not gonna say her name at all, but I love her so much, and she's kind of going through a phase kind of like that too.
Oh my God, how funny!
So it's real. You're right about the way that the teachers are different.
My roommate, she would, okay, so we would go to a bar down the street, and then we would get a taxi. This was before Uber. We would get a taxi and go to the bar. It was about a couple miles, and
your taxi was like $30.
Yes. And my job was basically to bait. She said, I will buy all of your drinks. Just make sure I get home. I was like her babysitter.
But she got you drunk?
Huh?
But she got you drunk?
Yeah, I would get drunk, but I would make sure that I was sober enough to function. So anyway, we would be in the smoking area, and she would say, Billy, come sit next to me. And I would sit next to her, and she'd pull her blouse down because she had really big boobs. And she would then start talking to a guy. And she was very aggressive. And I'm not saying women should be aggressive at all. I'm just saying, yeah, she was out to get some. So anyway, but the thing is, this is on a work night. So we would be doing this, say, on a Tuesday. And the bar closes at, California at 2:00. We would be coming home with some guy, and they would, so some stranger, and we'd go, her and him would go into her room. They'd be having sex for however long he'll last. And then they would fall asleep. And then she would wake up and go to work still drunk. Like she was still drunk. Like she would still smell like liquor. And her hair is all messed up. Her eyes are all messed up from her makeup. She didn't care. And apparently her employer didn't either. Well, anyway, so that's fine. Whatever. Well, that behavior also included her bringing the kids' homework home to grade. But she was like hung over from the night before. So she would go in her grade book and just give everybody an A. And she goes, oh, well, they're all getting A's today. I go, why? She goes, well, I mean, they did turn in their homework. And I'm like, so the quality doesn't matter? But
that's why we have a bunch of stupid people.
Yes, I know that. And I'm like, oh my God. And it wasn't just her. It was like, maybe it was just the pool of friends that she had that were teachers. But I'm like, I can't believe, this is what's going on right now with education.
And I think it stems a lot from the government, though, if you think about it. Because I remember that time there was teachers like in the early 2000s where they were constantly picketing, and teachers were going on strike and stuff because they weren't being treated fairly. They didn't get enough wages to survive. I think that it all stems from that, because you get what you pay for in life. Welcome to America. And if you don't pay for good teachers and you don't get people with great educations, you're going to get teachers like that, because that's just, you get what you pay for in life. Right. And I think that it's her fault, but it's not entirely her fault at the same time, because she's getting away with that. There needs to be somebody who doesn't let her get away with that. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
But the fact that she's getting away with it, it's not, I mean, that's who's her boss? Like, don't they have a job to do?
Right. And, but we're like, it's funny because me and Mark were talking about that. And it's funny because I have these friends now. They're friends now, but, followers from Europe. We've become close. And, one of them is a manager at a business, like a hospitality business. And he was just talking to me today about it. He goes, I can't find any good help. Like, everybody sucks. And we have noticed that. No matter where we go, everybody just sucks. Like, there's no such thing as good service anymore.
Right.
It's like nobody holds anybody accountable for the job they do, the products they produce.
Bro, I just talked about that today. Today I went to the mechanic, and I was like, it's so crazy to me that these days, I have to be afraid of the mechanic. Like, I have to be afraid, like, I'm going to get my car back shittier. Like, it's like the nerve-wracking feeling because there's no good mechanics anymore.
Yeah, it's like, where's the oversight? Like, where are the adults that are making everything happen and making sure that it's done well? Like, I don't. Are you putting on eyelashes?
Yeah.
I'm so mad. I got on accident. I threw away my eyelash adhesive. Dawn says my daughter came out. She's 13 and said she was bi. I said, okay, you're not special. Oh, I love you, Dawn. That's perfect.
Yeah, that is perfect.
You're never dating anyways. And regardless, I don't care who you love when you're actually full grown. Yeah, it's, we know a lot of these childhood romances. We all know they don't last.
Can I say something that you could probably relate on to? The difference between being gay when we were younger and being gay now is this. When we were gay back in the day, we fought for equality. Equality to us looked like this. Like, for instance, we wanted to eventually have a wedding. We didn't want to have a gay wedding. I didn't want to be the gay guy at work. I didn't want to be like the abnormal person. I fought really hard for equality to be a person who's just respected as anybody else because we were disrespected. So we wanted to be equal. So my thing was I fought for that. I didn't want to be just the gay guy. I wanted my talents of beauty and stuff like that to be through my talent of what I'm good at, but not because I'm gay. I don't want to be good at beauty because I'm gay. I want to be good at beauty because I really studied and I learned hard. Now that's the kind of gay I was and the kind of gay I still am. But nowadays the gay community is different. We're banking in on victimhood, and now we don't want to blend in. Now we want to be that gay guy at work. Now we want that. Do you see that too?
Yes. Like right now, it's like it seems like being gay is something great to put on your resume. Right. Like, I don't want it on my resume. I just want to be a person.
I never wanted it to be an issue, and I don't want it to be an issue now. It's not a bad thing, but it's not a good thing either. Like, it's not like a accomplishment. I just want people to know like that, like, we're here, we're normal, and we should be treated as so. Like, I want to have a wedding. I want to be able to invite everybody to my wedding and say it's a wedding, not a fucking. I don't want a gay wedding. I want a wedding.
Right.
I don't want to be a gay parent. I want to be a parent. I want to be able to parent my child like anybody else and be left alone doing so.
Yeah, and isn't it funny how it's turned into that? It's like you want just acceptance in a normal life, but you're still like, now instead of being put down, now you're celebrated. It's like I don't want the celebration either.
I think it's just as bad, to be honest, because it just creates more division and more labels, more separation.
And honestly, you know what else I think it does? I think it treats us like we're like handicapped children. Like. Yeah. And I think that's exactly what liberals do to black people too. It's like we're just people. We don't want anything special.
And then their expectations are lowered.
Right. I don't get it.
Harder work goes. They don't put in hard work. They put in a little bit of work because the expectation is not there.
Yep. I don't know.
The dropout rate for people that got affirmative action, the dropout rate is at like a 60%.
Right, and you're basically just adding to the failure. You're not really helping at all.
Right. It's almost like getting a car. When you're 16, you get your first car. And if you really, really worked hard for that car, you're going to love it. You're going to wash it every day, even if it's a junker. But if you just were handed a car, you're probably going to be a person who wrecks it and is like, oh, well, my parents paid for it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, we should use those little life lessons as reality checks for ourselves in real life.
I know. I just, I don't know. It's like, it's funny because it's so funny because like me and Mark will lay in bed and there's times I swear to God I'll feel like an old person because it's exactly like my parents. I'll be like, what's the world coming to? And I'll be like, Mark, these are the people who are going to be taking care of us when we're old. And I know that that's like what my parents said about us.
It's true. But now you probably understand where your parents are coming from a lot more.
Yeah, totally. And the funny thing is I asked my mom, Mom, like, we'll talk about what's going on today, how crazy people are. And I'll go, okay, now, Mom, am I just being like an old person? Like, is this like, were you like this when I was like younger? Like, did you have these opinions? And she said, no, honestly. Because I figured, everybody does that when they grow up. They go, oh my God, the kids of today.
Yeah.
And I said, so were you like that when I was like in high school? She goes, well, to an extent. She said, but no. it is much crazier now. Like it's much like you really have like you feel like a loss of hope.
Yeah, it's even harder. I feel like it's even hard for people nowadays to like keep up with everything that they're doing.
Yep.
The people that are doing it, it's hard for them to even keep up. But it's like they don't understand the pressure they're putting on young people right now to do and carry all this weight. And then we're gonna end up with a lot of people with a lot of mental fucking disabilities.
Oh, I can totally see that. Yeah.
It's bad.
I mean, not only like mental, but like emotional.
Yeah.
Well, and I think people. It's funny because I think in another way we've gone backwards as a society is people are way more emotional now, and they don't know how to handle that. They don't know. They don't know how to deal with their emotions.
And I think a lot of the problems in this country are emotional based, and we ignore that. We ignore that part. Like we say things like, being depressed or being picked on is not good enough reason, blah blah. But it is for some people. Like obviously they're gonna do that. Whether it be gun violence, whether it be somebody being made fun of at school, or feeling less than, or feeling segregated, or feeling like disenfranchised, or feeling like the cops are picking on you, or whatever the case may be, it's all stemming from that.
Right. Yep. Well, it's so funny because like me and Mark will talk about the whole police thing, and it's like when I'll hear people talk on the TV or whatever about, oh my God, there was a cop behind me and I was scared to death for my life and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, do they realize that it's normal to be afraid? Like it's normal to be afraid of the police. Like I always had a car with an expired tag on it. I always had that kind of shit going on. I wasn't always flying right.
Right.
And it's like, due to economic reasons, due to drug reasons, whatever. And it's like, I started saying to Mark, I'm like, well, who do these people think they are? Like, you don't think, like, you think like you're special and you shouldn't be afraid to get a ticket?
Right. If I get pulled over, I'm scared every single time.
I'm on the edge of my seat. When I was working at the gay club in Pomona, I would drive there every day on the edge of my seat because I was afraid of getting pulled over. And every time I would see a cop behind me, I'd switch lanes, try to avoid him, blah, 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 blah.
I still do that, even though all my shit's legal, but I still do that.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't want any trouble. And it's not that I think, which it's not common that the police beat you up, but it's very common to get pulled over and get a ticket. Right. And I'm like, sometimes and my tickets are always hundreds of dollars. I mean, I still owe tickets right now. And I'm like, every time I get behind the wheel of a car, I'm afraid I'm going to get pulled over because I've been pulled over so much in my life. So it's like, I don't know who do I cry to? Like, where do I
cry your way?
Yeah. Where do I cry? Because I feel like I'm
targeted.
Yes. And it's
if you've been pulled over more than the average person, then you might be targeted. Just kidding.
Right. I get pulled over all the time. And you know what? It's funny because we were going to a rally, or I'm sorry, a protest up in the high desert in Lancaster. And I got pulled over on the way there. I did not get a break. I did not get a warning. And my ticket was almost $500. By the time I got done paying for the ticket and traffic school and stuff, I paid over $500 for everything. And I didn't have the money for that. I had to come up with it, and it's like, who the hell I don't know. I don't have $500 just laying around, but I was scared. I was scared that I was going to go to jail. I was scared about the car getting impounded, all of this stuff. And it's like, I don't know who has what people think just because you're white, you don't fear that stuff. Like you don't have trauma connected to law enforcement. I mean, and I'm not saying I've never been abused by the police, but there is just this fear that I'm going to get in trouble, Yeah.
I've been thrown in the car by the police before.
Oh yeah, and probably because the way you looked.
Yeah,
that's happened to me. I was flat out told, where have you been today? Blah blah blah. It's like 2 a.m. Where have you been? I tell them, oh, okay. Is there anybody can corroborate your story or whatever? I'm like, probably, but come to find out, what they flat out just tell me is you fit the description of somebody who has done X, Y, and Z. Yeah. And it's like, okay. And I've been thrown in the back of the car at least 3 times. And I completely cooperate because I know I'm innocent, and I know that they're looking for somebody. And the reality is, I fit the description of white trash. I'm a big white guy with a shaved head with a goatee. I'm sorry, I look like a criminal. I look like a biker. It's like, and I never took offense to that. I never did, because I knew my appearance did that.
Same with me, because I have all my tattoos and stuff like that. And when I was all punk rock and stuff, that's when I got pulled over a bunch. And it's like, you gotta be aware of the toy you're playing with. Like, and they have to, I think you gotta think about it like this too. They are going to always profile, even though I get it, it's against the law, blah, blah, whatever. But think about it. They have mouths to feed too, and they have to make quotas as well. It's a job. We forget that they are playing around with our daily lives, yes, but at the same time, they're doing a job. Like, they're going to work. So, like, at the end of the day, they do have to profile, because, like, for instance, if you were a cop and you knew you had to make your quota and you're down to the wire, you have a family at home to feed, you got to make your quota, your boss is really mad at you, you see 2 cars drive past you. One is like a guy in his like mid-30s with a hoopty ass car. Another one's like a girl that's like 19, like in a brand new like Kia Soul. Like, you're probably gonna pull over the hoopty, because the chance of him having drugs or something is gonna be higher probability. That's just statistics. That's real. That's reality. How are you 30 years old with a car like that? Like, it's just more realistic to think, like, because of them being 30 like that they would pull them over first. Chances are going to be higher that they're going to get a bust. But in reality, we know that chances of that girl probably having something is just as great. But being a cop, from a cop's mindset, having to literally make a quota, I would take the chance of the guy too, because I feel like I want to get my quota up no matter what. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's get the criminals as fast as we can. And so that's what a lot of their mindsets are. It's not they're bad people or anything. There's a lot of different things in their training, and a lot of different things where we make them have quotas. There's a lot of different things that we could change to make them not be like the way they are. But I don't think black people are the problem, or cops on black people are the problem.
No. And then what cracks me up, okay, like the city I live in San Bernardino. What they're doing is they did what other cities have done, saying that racism is some kind of environmental problem, or I don't know the exact.
Global warming?
No, they're calling racism it's like when they'll say there's like in your city, they'll say, I forgot, how are they wording it?
Like, you're like born racist or something, or like it's systemic.
Yes, like they're basically saying, okay, the city we live in, yes, there is systemic racism here. But the problem is, the city that I live in is majority Hispanic. It's I don't understand.
They call it San Bernardino.
What?
People call it San Bernardino. Like, I've been there.
Right. So I don't understand how the city is run by brown people. The majority is brown people. So how do they call a city of majority brown people systemic racism? I don't get that. And I don't, and I'm gathering they're probably doing it just to make people of a certain color happy, make them think they're winning something. I don't know. But I don't understand that at all. I'm like, I'm a complete minority in this town. And it's very apparent, but yet somehow I'm the face of something evil. I don't get it.
It's stupid. The whole thing is stupid, to be honest with you. And I think that that I grew up also in the same kind of neighborhood where I was a minority. And so I know that feeling. Like, I saw racism and stuff growing up, but I never complained about it. And it was always against white people. But I never complained about it. It's not a big thing, and I'm still not going to complain about it, because it's like, whatever. It takes a lot to hurt my feelings. But at the same time, it's like, it's such a crazy, crazy, insidious lie that we're making everybody believe that this racism is so existent, because it's making people just hate white people and having this chip on their shoulder against white people. Because in reality, most of these people, like, if you think about America as a whole, the biggest moneymakers are all black people. Like, in the entertainment industry, they're all black people. The people who run the entertainment industry is black people. Black people, like, literally had a president for 8 years. So, I mean, how like far back are they? The only thing I could see is poor black people, maybe. And poor black people aren't systemically racist or systemically racially targeted, because the only thing in our laws that is systemic and racist is affirmative action. And that gives them a leg up. So I think that the actual problem here is the poor black people. How do we get them from not being so poor? Well, I think that, first of all, the schools that they go to, because of the zones that they live in, are crap, and they're crap public schools. So we need to give them school choice, meaning if you vote red, they get school choice, and they can go any school they choose, any school they want to, which will give a lot of them a leg up on education, so they can get better test scores. Because, as you know, black people, just in California alone, the average black ninth grader is illiterate, they can't pass the literacy test. And so that being said, they literally tested like 500,000 of them and they couldn't pass the test. And so the thing is that we need to find a way to give them better educations, and that will get them out of their ghettos, and that will get them out to expand around America, to leave those areas. But who is the one that keeping them in those schools and keeping them in these areas and saying that schools have to be based on zone? The Democratic Party.
Right. And there is and nobody talks about this, and I really wish they would. They never put responsibility on the parents for education and for the home life. Why is it they never do that, ever? They never...
They blame society, not the parents.
Right. I mean, you know what? I'll tell you, I grew up in a working household where I'd come home and no one was there.
Latchkey kid.
Yes, I was a latchkey kid. And I had to take care of like my brother and my sister who was underneath me. And I had to get dinner ready for my mom before she got off work. So she would get home by 6 o'clock at night. By 6 o'clock at night, the homework had to be done, and I had to at least have dinner started. Okay. So, what's my point? Oh, my mom would come home dead tired, and she's like, say I couldn't ask her for homework help. She didn't know how to help me.
Right.
She's just a working woman. You know what I mean? Like, no, she didn't really have an education or nothing. And it's like, how can I put this? My mom would like just say, oh, just, figure it out. I'm not your teacher. And I think that is the wrong answer. And I think there comes a point in time where you have to start really holding parents accountable for their child.
I grew up the same way as you. So do you think maybe it's because our parents taught us, because we're at the ages right now that everybody else at our ages all has kids and stuff, and they're the ones that are fucking up. So do you think that maybe it's because our generation was taught by our parents to actually we weren't really taught by our parents? We were told I don't know, I'm not a fucking teacher, go ask your teacher kind of thing, to where it's like, maybe that's why the kids today think that way, because me and you, we come from a generation, because my mom did the same thing. She ask your teacher. That's what tutors are for. Right.
And then, oh God, then they come up with this whole Common Core thing. Now your parents definitely can't help you.
Right.
But it's like, I think, how can I put it? I think parents take too much of a back seat and they give too much power to everybody else. It's almost as if the kids go home to their parents to be babysat and then go and be raised by other people.
Correct. Because it's also funny, the left told me, when I was posting about the stuff in schools that they're teaching kids, people were like, why are you mad that they're going to be learning sexual education? I was like, you're missing the point. I said, you guys are missing the point that it's the parents' job to teach these things to the child. It's not a teacher who you don't even know personally, which is a stranger who has also been known to throughout history have sex with students a lot of times. Why would you trust a teacher to teach your kids about this stuff, about their bodies and stuff? You're going to come for the Catholic Church when those pastors and those whatever were teaching little boys about their bodies. You know what I mean?
Right. I don't know.
No stranger's going to be trusted with my child talking about sex, pleasurable sex. No.
No, it's uncomfortable. It is. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't have, and this is why I always say, I mention the home, because I didn't come from a home where sex was open,
It's harder now. Common Core. No. What happened?
I have to focus. Okay. But it's like, I just think that there's a lack of support for family. And I think a lot of our problems would definitely be a lot better if we focused on family issues. What did that person say about Common Core?
They said it is harder now. It was Christy said it is hard now. Common Core math is just confusing for me. I suck at English too, so yeah, it costs too much for a good tutor. I understand too. It does cost a lot of money for a good tutor, and Common Core is definitely switched it all up on everybody by taking away cursive and things like that and adding this new mathematical system that's totally out of this world. I agree with you, but I think that's when the parents need to speak up. It's time for you guys to speak up, and I think parents should need to go full force with it and demand that your children are raised by you guys. And I know a lot of you guys on the right are pulling your kids out of school and homeschooling them, and all I gotta say to that is awesome. Commend you. And if you guys have to go to work and you guys have to go back to work, and when you guys want the kids to go back to school, then demand that the school is better. Demand that the school is better. I mean, I don't know what else to do or say. I'm not a parent, but it's only advice I can give. But I mean, I would be going hard on that fucking school. Whoever, when I do have a child, whatever school to go to, they will know my name and guarantee they will not like me. Guarantee.
Well, yeah, I remember. You know, I remember a time. I mean, I didn't really get along with my father, but I remember this one time he stood up for me. It didn't help, but he stood up for me. We well, he was kind of defiant. Okay, when I was in high school, you had to wear a certain color of sweats. You know,
What? Oh, for PE?
yeah, for your PE, for your you know, and from what I get now, we don't even have PE anymore. But they had to be a
Really?
certain. I don't. From what I understand, there's a lot of places don't even do PE anymore. You know, there are schools that don't even do art anymore.
Yeah, I heard about that's nuts. That's nuts.
So I'm like, okay, so my parents bought me blue sweats, navy blue sweats. Well, the school's colors were black and gold. So you had to wear black or gold.
Mine too.
You had to wear black or gold sweats, or you could go ahead and wear the common gray ones. Well, they got me blue ones. And so I started
navy blue?
Yeah. So I started failing in PE. Well, my dad had to go and talk to my guidance counselor and said, why is my son failing? And he told him, well, it's because he's not dressing out properly. And that became the excuse. Well, I understand it. It teaches you discipline. It teaches you conformity. It teaches you assimilation, things like that. And all the kids are doing it.
I hate all those words.
What's that?
I hate all those words.
Right. And it's like, whatever. Well, and it's like, here I am. I'm just wearing blue sweats because that's what was bought for me. It's, you know, it's like I can't go buy my own. I guess I could if I wanted to, but as a kid, like, you don't give a shit. I mean, you'll just do whatever you're
Where you get the money from, anyways, you know?
Right. So anyway, my dad said he got in a fight with my guidance counselor. He said, as long as those clothes cover his ass and he shows up, he better not fail. But I did not end up failing. But it's, how can I put it? There was my dad was involved. There was involvement, and now people kind of just. I think a lot of people are intimidated by the teachers, the counselors, the principals. They think they're smarter than them, and I think a lot of people just kind of just let it go. They don't really get involved. You know,
that's a problem. That's a problem.
It is total problem.
Look at me and you me and you are all put on makeup, giving children like parenting advice.
I know, huh? That's terrible. I don't like this color. Do you ever put on like a color and you don't like it?
All the time.
It's weird. It has to be a certain shade of pink.
Yeah, I have so many of them. I have a lot of makeup actually. I don't use like lots of it because I'm really picky and I always use like the same 10 things.
I'm trying something new that I like. This color I wear as Hagatha, but I don't like it for Kitty. Oh, here we go. Somebody sent it to me. Like, people will send me makeup, which I love, but I have so much of it.
I'll send you makeup. I have lots. Way too much.
No, don't. I've put my people have asked me to put make an Amazon wish list. So
oh, that's cool. Yeah, you should.
You're like, yeah. I probably put like 4 things on there. I put lipstick colors, and someone did buy me a lipstick. It was an orange one because I want like bright.
Ooh, I just got an orange lipstick too. That's really actually good. I never liked orange before until then. Where is it?
But like, you know, like Hagatha, I'm all into all the rainbow colors. Where so I wanted blue and I wanted yellow. You know, it's really hard to find a yellow lipstick, like a bright
yellow lipstick.
Yeah.
I want a neon yellow lipstick. I wish. Oh my gosh.
No, I don't have it. I went on Amazon to look for it and I can't find it.
Oh.
Now, they do sell yellow lipsticks in neon, but you have to have a black light.
Oh, I have black light. I have a lot of black light paint, like face paint and stuff.
I mean, I guess I could always just use grease paint, you know.
Yeah.
As lipstick, but
I do this sometimes. I do that with eyeshadow sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Color.
I know people who don't even use lipstick. It's all like gloss and shadow.
I know some drag queens actually. It's a lot of drag people because I know a lot of drag queens that use nothing but an eyeshadow palette. They do like their whole face.
Yep.
Like the contour and all.
Nope, it's absolutely true. It's amazing. A lot of girls, if they want to, if they want to know how to get creative with makeup, is to really become friends with a poor drag queen.
Yep.
Poor drag queen.
I learned.
Yep, they know how to use products in place of other things.
That's how I discovered that 99-cent store lotion as a moisturizer.
Yep.
And it has to be from the 99-cent store. Like, it's the best.
So what do you? Okay, I know you live in Huntington Beach. Well, I know. I don't know if how personal you want me to get.
No, everybody knows I live in HB. I love HB.
Okay, so what are your living? Do you have like a boyfriend, or there's kind of for me a mystery around you.
Really? I live with my roommate. It's me and my roommate Tony. We've been living together off and on for like almost 10 years now. 12 years. My roommate Tony, like we're roommates.
Oh, okay.
My boyfriend did move in with me. He lived with me, and then he doesn't anymore.
Who?
Jeffrey, my ex-boyfriend.
Who? Now I'm not going to say his name, but who is the guy that was at the shooting range?
That's him. I took him for whatever. Old habits die hard, and I know, like, even though like whatever happened between us, I still like it was his birthday, so I still like took him with me.
Oh, he's your ex.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I won't say no more. Anyway,
I live with my roommate. Like we've been roommates for like a long time.
A different person.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, way different person. Yeah.
It's so funny. I've never known you to get so quiet.
Yeah. There's mystery around me though. I always thought like I live my life like so open that sometimes I'm like sometimes I need to put it away. But,
no, I mean it could be I don't pay attention really. I mean,
you just don't pay attention to me.
No, it's not you. No, but you know what? I want to tell you, I've been waiting to do something with you, and I know this is kind of like the. Hold on. Okay.
Your eyebrows look good. How do you do that?
Well, first I did it. I do it wet. I put the pencil on while the makeup is still wet, and then I powder over it.
Oh.
And then I use.
Does it make it look more natural?
Well, it kind of creates an undershadow. And then what I do is I have this other. Here it is. I use this pencil. It's like a felt tip pencil.
Oh, next. Okay, that's what I have.
And you see how thin it is. I can make. I just make hairs with it.
Okay.
I don't know.
I always just draw it on like with like a thick thing, and I always just use like a bunch of these. Like
yeah, that if you do that, that'll kind of simulate hair.
Yeah, see, this one has both. It has that and this, so I like try to do the best I can. But I have so many eyebrow things. I'm so bad at them. I just feel in my natural Oscars.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
I just
Oscars because Oscars grouch.
Mine look different all the time because I'm constant. I paint. I shaved them off, which God damn it, where's my? Oh, there it is.
You should do a video on that.
What, shave them off?
Yeah, like a mini Britney moment.
Oh my God, I should, huh? That'd be funny. Let me see. I just because I was doing this so much on camera, I got tired of gluing them down. I would glue down my eyebrows.
Yeah.
And I just got tired of it, so I just decided, you know what? I started wearing prescription glasses. I'm like, the frames hide. I don't need eyebrows.
Yeah.
But
I never noticed that you shaved them off.
What?
I never noticed that you didn't have eyebrows.
Yeah, I shave them. But when I first did it, I looked like Uncle Fester. I did it.
You should be Uncle Fester for Halloween.
Well, I mean, I'm extremely.
Extremely?
Yes, I'm drunk. Oh my God, I got drunk doing Hagatha today.
Oh yes.
Oh my God, have you seen the WAP video? Oh my God.
What's the WAP?
It's a new song by Cardi B, which is the only song I know from Cardi B because I never really paid attention to her. I can't believe this video and the lyrics. So I decided I opened up my show doing it because I have the green screen, so I was able to put like the whole image of the video behind me. And I sing the songs. Is Russell in here? I just saw hi Russell Wheeler. Hi Russell. I see you.
Hi, Russell.
Yeah, he sent me something. Anyway, I opened it up
Don Judy.
doing Cardi.
Don Judy Hay.
Huh?
He said Don Judy Hay. Don Jude Hay.
Who?
Maybe he's talking to someone else. Russell said Don Jude Hay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because she said hi to him up there. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna do Cardi B, even though I don't know her. But especially once I saw the lyrics, I went, oh my God, I'm totally gonna do it. I mean, the whole song is nothing about a wet vagina. That's really all it's about. And it was just so shocking to me to see this video and the images and the lyrics together.
Yeah.
Which is so funny because, you know, I'm an old Madonna fan. And I
love Madonna.
remember during her Blonde Ambition days, I mean, she got in trouble by the Catholic Church and everything. And when you look at this video and these lyrics from Cardi B, you're like, oh my God, Madonna's Disney compared to that.
Madonna's Disney, yes.
But so I did it, and but a lot of people, because I don't edit myself. Like I'll sing My Neck, My Back. I don't know if you know that song.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Of course I know that song.
Huh?
Of course I know that song.
And it has the N-word in it, you know, the unedited version.
Uh-huh.
And I don't care. I'll sing it anyway.
Me too. I'm not doing a broke niggas.
I don't care. I don't care. And it's funny because I have I'll have these like white. Of course, Hagatha does have liberals that follow her, and they're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you said that." I'm like, "What did I say?" "Oh, you mean I sung the lyric from a song that a black woman wrote, and got famous for and got money for." Okay,
yes.
So I'm basically using her product that she is basically sold to everybody, and you think based on the color of my skin, I can't use that product?
Well, that's why I actually do something similar. I always say, well, I guarantee if Kanye West did not want me to say nigga, didn't want me to say it, then the album would be only for black people. But it's not. It's for anybody to buy, and I'm sure he appreciates the sales even when a white person buys it. So I'm sure he won't mind if somebody sings the damn lyrics. If they don't want white people to say nigga, they probably shouldn't put nigga in their lyrics because of the fact that literally half the people that buy your stuff are white people.
And if you want to break it down into race and money, I can guarantee there's more white dollars than black dollars. Yeah. And it's like
that's statistics. We make up more of the population. That's not like a bad thing. It's just statistics.
Right. And it's like and it's always the white person. It's always the white person that comes after me. I have so many black followers who absolutely love what I do. But it's almost like, and so I started taking the stance like, what, do you guys just not like black people? You don't like their art? You don't like the words they say? You don't like the fact that, I believe
that subconsciously is what's happening. They're subconsciously making themselves not like black people, like how they always say that black people are victims and stuff like that. It's subconscious, and now it makes them put white supremacy ahead. Like, for instance, I think Black Lives Matter is the most white supremacist group ever because they only act if a white person does something. So who's really in charge here?
Exactly. That's what I say too. And I'm like, this isn't for black people. Just like I will say, okay, when we were at the thing on Saturday, I did say one thing to that guy, okay? And I said, where are all the black people you're supporting?
But you can say whatever you want to him. You're not the founder of fucking, you're not trying to get people to walk away. You're just there to have a good time and, you're a freedom fighter.
And I was there with Alexis. She was a black chick, and then some other black girl. They're both, it's funny because the other one ended up being in a video online that I see of her arguing with him or somebody else like him.
Yeah.
But they looked at me and they loved that I said that to him. And I go, where are the black people that you're supporting? Where are they? Because I go, I'm here with these black people. I go, we're here together, but you're not with a black person. So who the hell are you defending? And it also happened when we took off. We left the party or whatever you want to call it. And hi Paco. Anyway, so then we walk up the street. We walk up Cannon because our mutual friend parked up there.
Remember, I was screaming at you. That's when I was leaving.
Yeah. So we're getting into the vehicle, and we're like at this point in a residential area. And there was this guy these two guys holding up BLM signs, two white guys, and they're walking down the sidewalk in a residential area, and they're pointing it at us. I'm standing between Mark, my boyfriend, who's black, and our friend Michelle, who is black.
I love Michelle.
I love her too. And are you going to go to her birthday?
Yes, I was invited, but
well, she didn't talk. She hasn't done it yet, but she was talking about having a birthday party on Saturday.
Of course I'll be there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I want to go. Hopefully I can get Mark to go.
I love Michelle. She's Michelle Obama on Twitter. If anybody wants to know, look at Michelle Obama on Twitter and you'll find her.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh my God. Did you see what they did to her? The Daily Mail. The Daily Mail used her picture from this
the march.
The march.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah. They said she was like marching for like against police brutality. Yeah, and they were really kind of making her a Black Lives Matter chick. Right. And she didn't stand Black Lives Matter. But to me, it showed their racism because we see a black chick here with a bullhorn. Obviously, she's not here to support Trump or to walk away. Right. Because she's black. And it's like, no, she was really pissed off about that. Or let's use her for that and make people believe that she's not here because she's black. So to me, it's like, who's the real racist here? I think that's racist. I think if you look at a black person, you think you can use them as a token black person, that's racist. Like, if you think like because it's a black person, you can be like, oh, well, how are they for Trump? Blah, 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 because they're black. Why are you even pointing out the fact that they're black? Or another thing, why is it when we talk about politics with everybody else, we talk about all issues, but when we talk to a black person, we only talk about black issues? Why? Right. Why? Like, to me, that's racism. That's horrible. When can we live in a world where we're all just equal and it doesn't fucking matter? Right. And I don't understand the Black Lives Matter thing. Well, it's really about police brutality. Well, then why don't you say it's about police brutality? Right. Like, everybody can benefit from fixing police brutality. Right. And then you would have a lot of people on your team. But to think that white people don't deal with that, give me a break. Right. When white people are literally killed more, mind you, we're bigger by the population size. But then what's their excuse for abortion? Because black people make up 40% of all the country's abortions and only 18% population. So, I mean, we're all targeted by cops. So I think we have a cop problem for sure. A little cop problem. It's tiny, but not big, because they stop on average 3,500,000 stops they do on average per year. And out of all of that, only 19 black people were unarmed and shot last year. Only 19. More people died in these riots than died by cops all last year. The reason why they're marching. Now, that being said, I have noticed something. I did look at the numbers on the FBI report. I looked them up myself, and I saw that so since 2016, every year the numbers are rising of how many people are killed by cops that are unarmed. But it went from like 60 to like 65 to like 70, and now it reached over the 101 mark after the year 2019. So I mean, the numbers are going up. So it is notable that we can talk about it and say things about it, but it's not notable to where we should be marching and looting and going crazy and hating people for it. Because in all the grand scheme of things, if you think about it on the 3.5 million range, it's not even a dent. Not even a dent. Yeah, that's what I don't get. It's like, why are you focusing on such a small thing, which can be a horrible thing, of course, but you kind of work on things that make everything better as a whole. Right. See, YouTube blocks your listeners. Oh my God. You're on YouTube. You just messaged me on YouTube. Can you let me know how, when, because they hate me. Every time I get blocked somewhere, I tell my followers, as I say, I'm sorry, they hate me. Like, I used to be so irate about it. I used to be like, oh my God, let me fix this. And I would go and like message people and go to all these channels. But to be honest with you, it happens constantly on every single channel. That's why I go live everywhere at the same time. So if you're getting messed up like service here on YouTube, then make sure you guys go look me up on Facebook. I'm on the Adorable Deplorable, Christopher Drew, and also right now on Hayden Hill. So I go live everywhere on purpose. That's all I could say about that. But anyways. Yeah, there's definitely a thing with that. I've noticed that myself. In fact, on my Hogatha page on Facebook anyway, I had like 29, I was almost at 30,000 followers. And then as every day I go in, and the numbers always went up. Now when I go look, the numbers are going down. And I'm like, how does that happen? I don't understand that. Now, I will tell you that
well, for me anyway, I lost about 100 audience members when I did the unmasking of Hagatha, where I went on as Billy, because there are lots of people who wanted to know if it's real or fake or not, which a majority know that Hagatha is a character.
Yeah.
But I decided, you know what? A lot of people, they do want to know me. So I go, okay, as a one-time thing, I will pull the curtain back, like the Wizard of Oz, right? I will pull the curtain back. Am I blurry?
You're getting blurry, yeah.
I hate this camera. You know, when I researched like the best webcam, they were like, oh, get the Brio Logitech. Well, I did, and it's awful. That's why I ended up getting a new. I got a new Sony camera, a Sony, regular camera, and I really love it. It's just the battery life sucks. So I'm waiting for my new battery. But what was I saying? Oh, people wanted to see the person behind Hagatha.
Yeah.
But I'm okay. That's cool. That's really, something I haven't done. And so I think I'm going to just stop with my makeup here because I don't have my eyelashes and stuff. Look I have all these eyelashes. I have like packs and packs of them, right? But but my glue, my glue is gone. I think it fell in the trash and I threw it out. But
I always go through glue so quickly.
I use the do you ever use the weave glue?
Yes. Whenever I run out, I go get my hair glue because I use hair glue all the time. So I go get my hair glue. The only thing is I have to keep I keep the black hair glue and the white one. But if I can't find my black hair glue, like I don't like using the white one on my eyelashes because then it shows.
Yeah, I just use the black one. But anyway, I'm trying to get away around wearing so much makeup because it takes me forever. Okay, like it's been an hour and 45 minutes. I'm not even done. Like I'm not even close to being done. And it's like I have to try to find a look where I can get into Kitty quicker. Yeah, and it's just hard. Hagatha, I could do it in 5 minutes, but for some reason this takes me it's because I want it to be perfect. And so
but hey, when you're done though, it looks perfect. It does look good.
But thank you. But like
most people have that time where they have to like start off doing makeup, and they always have that like weird time when they're doing drag where there's like in the beginning they were not good at all. You like skipped all that. You went straight to like great. Like right when I first saw your videos of Kitty, like it was just professionally good. Like,
well, I used to talk about living in the 80s, and I used to wear a full face of makeup to school. Like I would have my boy hair. Well, I used to do my hair like, you know who Robert Smith is?
You had hair?
Yeah, can you believe I had hair in high school?
Whoa.
You know Robert Smith from The Cure?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would do my hair similar to that. And then I would do like it was like teased up and big. And I would wear lots of earrings. It was funny because when you wore earrings, then you were gay. But
no makeup.
Oh, yeah. You know what pissed? Yeah, I can wear makeup, it's fine. But if you wore earrings, you were gay. But I'm telling you, I have not worn earrings since okay. When hip hop became famous and popular, I remember that when it happened. All of a sudden, these guys are wearing all this jewelry. All of a sudden, it was no longer gay to wear 2 earrings. As soon as all the black guys did it in hip hop and rap, it was okay. You could wear diamonds.
Privilege.
Yes, you could wear diamonds and everything. But when I was in high school, no, it was gay if you did that.
When I was a little kid, I got my ear pierced, and it's still to this day only the one ear pierced. I still don't have this one pierced. Only this one. I pierced at 4 years old. And so when I was a little kid, I used to say it was gay because I had only one pierced.
It's so funny, and I forget which one it was, left or right.
I got the one pierce that I guess you're allowed to have. The left means you're not gay, and that's the one I got because my mom. I remember when I was like a little kid. I remember sitting in the chair getting ready to get my ear pierced, and she asked the lady, she goes, "Which one's not the gay one?" And so they did the left one, but they say that the one if you get it in the right ear, it's gay. I wish I would have got the right ear.
It's funny because I got both of mine pierced, and do you know who George Michael is?
Of course.
Okay.
I'm not that young. I look that young though. I know.
I just think you are.
How old do I look?
I'll go for like your late 20s.
I'll take it. I'm 30. I'll be 32 this year.
Oh, okay, cool. That's all. God. But the funny thing is, I don't think I would go back to my 20s if I could. But
I would go back to it just for the fun, for the nighttime. I would hate it during the day though when I was stressing about all my bills. But I would love it for like the nighttime because I had so much fun, like being in the club scene, and oh, I had so much fun.
oh, thank you, Holly. Your makeup's perfect. But the funny thing is, I could even.
Lying.
It's funny because I just need. I tell women this all the time. You could really avoid doing a lot of makeup if you just buy really good fake eyelashes. Like you could just glue them on, and then that takes care of your eyeliner right there. You don't need upper eyeliner. You just it's and lipstick, and maybe tidy up your brows, and you guys could. I tell women all the time, I wish I could do makeup like you. I'm like, you're already naturally beautiful. Like you just add a little color or a little something. It's
Right.
like, as a man, I have to reconstruct the whole face.
I do too. Believe it or not, I have to reconstruct mine too to make it look more feminized. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of work.
Well, yeah, because like men, we have like big jaws or chins and foreheads, and you have to
And
powder.
beards and 5 o'clock shadows and scruffy.
Yes. So what was I gonna say?
5:49. I have to go by 6 o'clock because I have a client coming. I have to do hair tonight.
Oh, really? What are you gonna do?
Just a haircut. Like, here's one thing I've noticed. Okay, so I used to specialize in nothing but bright colors. Where every single one of my clients that came, they all did bright colors and really artistic stuff. It was like hours and hours of work. But now I have a lot of conservative clients, which is fine. But like, I'll have boring ass hair.
That's so funny.
It's a lot quicker though. So I mean, it's quicker jobs. But I mean, lately some of my conservative friends have been letting me, like Marta, she's been letting me go a little bit wild with the colors. And then there's Mary, who's always letting me go wild with colors. So I still have them, but I would like more conservatives to do that because I really hate that the left is stealing the bright hair color thing, where they're like, "This is a liberal thing." No, it's not. No, it's not.
I know, and that's actually why I have so many brightly colored wigs, is because that look is attached to them.
That's why I've also been blonde this whole time, which I never have been blonde this long in my life. I've always done bright colors. Always, even my long hair, I do bright colors. But I've kept it blonde because literally it's been so attached to it that like it's. I almost am nervous to do bright hair again on myself. But I want to do it on other people because I enjoy doing the work and the art. But on myself, I'm like nervous because I go to too many Trump rallies.
You know what? It's so funny because I went to school, got my license. I hate doing hair.
Oh, I love it.
Why? And I know, and I love it. I really like watching your work. You do really good work. I love it. And I see it. I'm like, oh my God, it's just beautiful. And you could tell you like it. You like doing it. And I think that's great. I got, I wanted to mostly just do makeup and be an esthetician, but I decided, I'll go and get the whole license.
That's the part I don't like. I hate esthetician work. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
like the aromatherapy, the Indian music, like the shh. I can't do it. I
don't want to relax.
Like I can't relax. I like a beat. I like to dance while I'm doing hair. Like I'm high energy.
No.
Right. Everybody thinks I'm on drugs. Apparently, I get told meth and heroin. I'm like, bitch.
Oh,
don't people on those kind of drugs lose things in life? Like
even when for 10 years I did meth when I was younger, and even I was a big druggie. Yeah.
I would have never guessed that.
From 87 to about 97. Well, to whatever 10 years is. I mean, I started out in high school. Yeah, in 87, I was a junior in high school. And that's when like, oh my God, have you guys ever done meth or speed? They called it speed. They didn't call it meth. And I'm like, no, what is it? Oh, it'll make you skinny. It'll make you clean. It'll keep you up all night. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. And I did it. And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy.
Was your house clean?
Yeah. And like for 10 years. And I wasn't fat.
My house was clean once for 10 years.
I wasn't fat then, but it's like, it allowed my pelvic bones to pop out. And I went, oh my God, I could see my pelvic bones. Oh my God, I'm so skinny. But yeah. But I still know people to this day who still do it and they look like they're 80 years old. And I'm like, I am so glad that I stopped. I am so glad.
People always accuse me of meth all the time, but I was raised around it, and my mother was on it and stuff when I was a child. So I mean, I guess, have mannerisms in a sense. I was born literally on it, and I was in an incubator for the first 4 months of my life because I was on so many drugs when I came out. So I mean, I do have characteristics, and I get that. And it used to get to me when I was younger, but it doesn't anymore. Now it's just like, okay, tell me something I haven't heard, because like I mean, I know myself. I don't have to prove myself to anybody. But the point is as many years as they've been saying I've been doing this drug, Shouldn't you think by now I should be in like some hotel room, like being a hooker or something? Or wouldn't I at least have some druggy friends by now? Like I don't even know people like that, you know? So I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of stupid, but yeah, I'm over it. Like people always say, you're on drugs. I'm like, okay, tell me something else about it. Like make up something that's like real or something that's more believable, you know?
Yeah, I don't think you're on drugs because you're like this all the time. You know, typically when someone who's on drugs, you're going to see a crash. They're going to, you know, you're going to see.
That's what I was thinking. You always see like them go downhill or something like.
You'll see a dark personality or whatever. And it's like, no, and I'll be honest with you. I thought the same thing. And it's like, but after a while, I'm like, no, he's just this dude.
When people meet me, they realize that it's not that at all. They realize that I'm just like this because I am. It's a curse, but a blessing.
You know, the funny thing is, in my family, I have a nephew who, and I'm not kidding you, they've had 12 children, and they're like homeless and on drugs. And each time they have a child, it gets taken away from them.
Oh man,
which it should be, you know, right? But it's like, how are they allowing? And I'm talking, these people are not even in their 30s yet. Okay. And I'm like, why does the county allow this? Why does the state allow this? And they literally live in a car and they're on meth and they just get pregnant and they hope to keep it because of course then they'll get benefits for it. But it's like, I have a lot of that in my family. So I completely understand all of that stuff. So, you know, if anybody, you want to talk about privilege and stuff, come and sit and talk to me and Christopher.
Right, because actually that's something that I have talked about before. The most overlooked group in America, if we're going to separate by race and stuff, we can talk about the most overlooked group in America, and that's white poor people.
Right, which they're the majority of poor people. And that's what's so funny. It's like, and, you know, I didn't grow up poor, but I didn't grow up even middle class. I grew up.
I was the minority, like hardcore.
Yeah, you know, I always tell them too. I go, it's always the dark people who think it's a privilege to be light because in your own culture, you're racist against the darkest of your kind. So it's like the whole idea of white privilege and thinking white people are better does not exist in our culture because everybody's white. In fact, you get made fun of the whiter you are. If you are white and freckled and everything, I got it all the time. And it's like, if there's such thing as white privilege or being lighter is better, we would actually think that the whitest of the white would be the best. And
we don't.
No, we don't.
But in black culture, they think the lighter the skin, the better.
With the blacks, Hispanics are the same, and so are Asians. The lighter you are, they look at it as more beautiful.
And that's why we don't see that, because in white culture, we think the whiter you are, it's bad. We want a tan.
Right.
That's why we don't see the white privilege. We don't see it because it doesn't exist to us. It only exists in those communities because they make it exist in those communities.
Right. And so
mind blown. You solved racism. You literally just solved racism. Whoa.
Yeah, but you won't convince people of that. You'll never do that.
You convinced me though.
There was the Brown Paper Bag Society. You remember that? That my mother-in-law comes from that, where you don't dare bring home a black person darker than a paper bag. That's a black person rule in the black culture. And it's like, and now I know I'm sure it's isolated to that time, but you know, they won't look at the reality of everything because
it's so crazy. That like literally is so real. Like white people, we don't see that because white people don't look at that because we all are white. But in the black community, they do. They in their own communities, they frown upon being darker. So they have it already in their heads that it is this way. So then they maybe even get like a little jaded or jealous when they do see people that are white skinned and they think they're better than everybody, because in my mind, people that are lighter are better. Holy shit.
And the whole time, like you'll be, God, they got that person. You'll be looking at their skin going, God, how beautiful. And you're like looking down. I'll be looking down at my skin on my freckled arms. And I'm like, God, it'd be nice if it was all one perfect golden brown color.
Me, I'm like, bitch, I want to tan. I like to do spray tans. I like to, you know, I want to look dark.
Yeah.
I'm like, make me look like Jada Pinkett Smith.
It's so weird. The whole thing is weird. But, you know, it'll never...
Literally, like, you just opened my mind to a side that I never saw before that was actually the most commonsensical way to look at it. Like, wow.
But it's funny because I live in a black household now, and so you really get to learn a lot of things. And I'm like, I'll tell you, when the neighbor is moving in, the last thing they want to see is a black person move in. They would rather see a white person move in because I know I'm just you learn a lot. I've learned a lot, and so it's like I don't buy a lot of the bullshit I hear from people. There's a
Well,
lot
I
of
grew up in an all black community, so I know what you're saying about the neighbor thing too, because like black people don't really trust black people either, like at all. Like
No.
they don't trust them at all. And so when I grew up, like where I grew up, it was like, yeah, I was made fun of and stuff as a kid for being white and stuff, but also at the same time, in a sense, I felt a little more trusted with certain situations than they trusted each other with, and it is what it is. Like I was looked at it more like harmless.
I had a discussion with a girl. I know you got to go. I had a discussion the other day with a chick online, and she was talking. She's Hispanic, and she's gorgeous and light skinned and everything. And it's like, well, you don't know what it's like, blah blah, being oppressed. And I go, honey, when I was 6 years old, I was kicked to the ground by two Mexican brothers who were in their teens, and they were calling me a white piece of shit as they were kicking me. I go, so don't act like just because you're brown, you have a disadvantage or people don't like you. You live in a city of majority brown people. I said, so shut up. I go, I get so sick of it. In your culture, you think it's so great to be light. So that's you guys. That's all on you. That's you. But trust me, the majority of white people are poor. They've struggled. And so just shut up. I
learned how to fight actually because this one group of black boys when I was in middle school, they used to beat my ass like almost every single day. My mom told me one day, she goes, you go back to that school, you beat their ass or I'm going to beat your ass. So I was like, okay, so I was forced to fight them back, but when I finally fought back for the first time, it felt so good. And I'll tell you one thing, they stopped fucking with me. But it was always the same little group of black boys who used to beat my ass for being a white kid.
I have noticed that. When you stand up for yourself and you show a sign of force, people respect you for it. Now, I've never had the physical altercations like that. I was told the same thing. If you get your ass kicked, I will kick your ass when you get home for not defending yourself. It's so funny. It's exactly the same. Maybe it's due to, poor working class white people probably all have that same attitude. And it's like, I never had to do it after that, but I forgot what we were saying.
We were saying I have to go, but anyway, you guys, I do have to go. And I'm in a really big hurry now. But I have to go. But I love you so much, and I think we were talking about how white privilege doesn't exist. But well,
I know. Well, I'm glad we had this time. We've never spent time together like this, and I'm really glad that we were able to do this. So thanks for inviting me.
Let's do it again soon.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
All right, guys. So that was my Get Ready With Me with Kitty, and I hope you guys enjoyed your guys' selves. If you guys want any makeup tips on what we used, or how we did it, you guys can ask us down in the comment section below. Also, be sure to follow Kitty as well as my pages as well. Like I said, I'm live everywhere because they do cut me off on YouTube a lot, and on the Hayden Hill page and Christopher Drew. So you can always find me at the Adorable Deplorable if you can't find me in those 3 other places. Anyways, I know it's a lot, but thanks, guys. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Like I said in every video, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.